Today we will learn how to represent proportional linear relationships in different forms. Verbally, we might say that 1 inch is equivalent to 2.54 centimeters. We know that the number of centimeters depends on the number of inches. Therefore, x is the number of inches and y is the number of centimeters. We are given the fact that 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. So the number of centimeters y is equal to the number of inches 1 times the constant multiplier 2.54. We can then use this process to find how many centimeters for other types of inches. So if you have 2 inches, you're going to have 2 times 2.54, which is 5.08. If you have 3 inches, then you're going to have 3 times 2.54, which is 7.62. Notice how every time we multiply by the same number, the constant multiplier, or k, is 2.54. That means to find any number of inches, x, we need to take y and set it equal to 2.54 times x. So the number of centimeters is just y, what we get when we multiply 2.54 times x. Algebraically, we can write the equation for the number of centimeters per inch, where y equals the number of centimeters and x equals the number of inches. We're going to write it in the form y equals kx. As we've seen in previous examples, our k is equal to the y, or the number of centimeters, over the x, which is the number of inches. That means that our k is 2.54 over 1, which is just 2.54. Now we can write our equation y equals 2.54x, because y equals kx and k is 2.54. Now that we have a table, we can graph the table for the number of centimeters per inch. First, we're going to find the slope of the line using the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we are going to pick some point for the table, and then we're going to subtract our y values, and that will be our numerator, and then subtract the x values, that will be the denominator. So if we pick, say, 0 as our y1, then that means it's going to be paired with an x of 0. And for our second point, we might choose 2.54. So if we put 2.54 on the top, that means that our inches, our x, is going to have to be 1. If we subtract, we get 2.54 over 1, which simplifies to 2.54, because 2.54 divided by 1 is 2.54. Now let's think back to 7th grade, where we learned that the unit rate is also the slope of the graph. So our slope is 2.54. We said that our x is inches and our y is centimeters. We also know that our graph is going to start at the origin 0, 0, and we have some points that we can graph. These include 1, 2.54, 2, 5.08, and 3, 7.62. So the points from our table. Then we just draw a straight line that includes all of these points and keeps going. We can then find other points on the graph like 4 and 10.16. Now, let's summarize what we have learned using our vocabulary. Linear and proportional relationships are shown by graphs that are straight lines that pass through the origin. They are represented by y equals kx, where k is the constant of proportionality.